to Avebury. And there's Nettie.
Been polished. Presumably they did that and then they ground it like that because that has been polished smooth.
Yeah, that's smooth.
And it may have been too cold water.
It might have been, you never know, it might have been just...
It might have done it there and then baits.
I mean, this could have been too cold water, yeah, so because when you're polishing something, water lubricates the polishing stuff, so that's what it could have been for, so they could keep it wet while they were, possibly.
Yep, that makes sense. Yeah.
How old?
What, as in the whole stone?
Like, well, this is from...
Oh, right, that would be about 6,000, mate, I don't know.
Early bronze?
Neolithic, I'd say, yeah, yeah. All the flint that surrounds.
And these holes that appear, because the rocks at Wayland Smithy have all these holes in.
Oh yeah.
How do they form?
Basically, from what I've been told, is there used to be like a reed in here, and I mean this is all sand pretty much. This is all silica. So basically, it's riverbed, and you would have had a reed that would have sat in there over, long time, spinning like that in sort of very still water.
And tiny holes as well.
And these are basically products of foliage or...
Oh my god.
Well, and tiny stones, tiny stones as well.
And then it forms around it.
Around the riverbed.
Yeah. So plant can drill through stone. It's amazing.
So if you ever playing paper, scissors, stone, if you do plant, so I'll beat stone, mate.
It's made out of plant.
Yay!
Lord and Saint Michael, with sword and with shield, passes over meadow and orchard and field. He's on the path of battle against darkness and strife. He is the heavenly warrior, protector of life. The harvest let us gather with Saint Michael's aid. The light he shedded fails not, nor does it fade. And when the crown is cut and the meadows are bare, we'll don St. Michael's armour and onward we'll fare.
John on the road. Hey John. Yay! We're walking to Devizes. We are now walking to Devizes, having been in Avebury, which was wonderful. Avebury is such a magical place, and we were really lucky to have somewhere very special that we were able to stay that was very much in the circles, but it's a secret. We cannot expose where we were. It was... we slept basically in the circles, which is just amazing. And then did a sacred performance to the stones, and then did a really fun performance at the pub at the Red Lion, and there was lots of people and they really enjoyed it, including our mummers groupies that we met at Wayland Smithy, who came and followed us. Sort of seen 3 of our performances now, and one of them's going to actually be down in Mousehole when we finish, so he's going to be there for the end as well, which is really cool. And some lovely friends who run the Stroller magazine that we've met that did lots of work with supporting us and helping us, finding us where to stay in Avebury, and brought people along to see the performance. And then last night we got to go to a full moon ceremony with a guy called Gordon. His title is Apprentice Ancestor, and he did a full moon ceremony in the stones of Avebury. He's been doing them for years, and it was a real privilege to be with a proper old school Wiccan doing a full moon ceremony with Pisces full moon in Avebury. What a treat. So yeah, now we're walking to Devizes. It's a new week, and we've got our friend John with us. He's come to visit for a bit. He came on the last pilgrimage. He's a friend of mine. He was on my first pilgrimage. He started off with us and went to the Hurler Stones, walked to kind of close to Exeter, and then he lives in Exeter. And so it's a new week. The weather's a bit more chirpy because it was very soggy last week, and the play is shaped up to be bloody great so far. This is our first murder. We just watched them crushing lots of stones in the crusher over there, and then there's a lot of clothes here. Oh, hang on, we need a sexy shot.
That's why everyone cared so much.
Nice. Yummy canal. Lovely pub. Yay. It's a pretty pub. This was a lovely pub that we just stopped in, the Bridge Inn. Really nice pub, lovely staff. And now we're on the canal, and we found out about a campsite. It's right at the other side of Devizes, so it means we've got another 5-mile walk. We've already done about 9 miles, so it's a bit of a mission today. But it means we're going to go to a campsite with a shower, and we haven't got to try and find somewhere on the canal to wild camp. And it means that we've taken some miles off tomorrow. We can get up leisurely and not scramble to get up, because we've got to get up before the dog walkers or whatever. And we get to walk along the canal, nice straight road, path, and it's beautiful. It is nice to be on the canal. I remember this route last year, or not last year, the year before. This was the point where I was very much feeling the grief of my marriage breaking up, and just what a different place I'm in now. It's nice to be walking here and not be in so much pain. So I'm back on the locks, and I'm on the number 42 lock, which is the meaning of life. And how many locks are there?
17.
Not 40. This lock 42. No. 17. We're going all the way down that hill, and there's already a bunch of them back that way. And this is lock 42. Yay. So Howard's managed to commandeer a vessel. How's he managed it? He's already settled in. There we go. Ah. Oh no, I can see the sun. It's just above the trees. Bye bye canal. That was wonderful. We're going that way. Off the canal for today. Oh, look off. And there's a chicken with a big bottom. Oh, so cute. Yeah. That giant ball in the sky is the moon. It's epic. That's the Pisces full moon. Oh my god. You're in the best time, little duckling, in your little pond all on your own. Duff duff. Oh, oh yeah. No. Your little friend. Oi. So as you can see, I'm in bed. I'm not in a tent. I've been quite ill. That's not the reason why I'm in a bed. Part of the deal for the pilgrimage this year was that we could duck in and out. And I discovered that in the Channel Islands there's one doula, birth doula, who's kind of like a person who supports midwife, or it supports the mother in the birthing, holding the space for what she wants, like what her birthing plan is, and you know, is there doing kind of beyond what the midwife's able to do, especially, I mean, the Channel Islands doesn't have the NHS, but in England, like, you know, is more and more stretched for midwives. So it's just sort of holding space that's maybe not able to be offered now by the NHS, but a bit of a different situation in the Channel Islands. But yeah, so it's like helping the mum have the birth that she wants and just hold that space for her. And I've wanted to do it for years, but in Brighton, everyone felt like everyone was a doula or a midwife, and then found out that actually there's a need in the Channel Islands, which is really exciting. So found out this course was happening while I was on the pilgrimage in Glastonbury. So I was in Trowbridge and I walked with my friend John Gardner, who started my first pilgrimage with me and came on the pilgrimage last year as well. He came and met us for a couple of days, and I walked with him like fast to Trowbridge, ahead of, well, we were behind Howard and Dill, who left early, but we were before the rest of the girls who were taking their time. And we set off, and there was a culmination of things. I'd been taking strong antihistamines because we got eaten alive by harvest mites. We think that's what they were. Like, I've still got scars all over my body from all the bites that they did. They were really nasty, like flea bite. Oh, so itchy. So I'd taken really strong antihistamines, and then I'd set off feeling a bit unwell. I had a bit of a cold, it felt like, and then I'd eaten too many blackberries and I was feeling a bit sick. And then I walked throughout the day, and I think because I thought that I was getting ill from a cold, I didn't notice that I was getting heat stroke. But I think I was susceptible to the heat stroke more than normal because it wasn't that hot. But the sun was out. But it was intermittent with clouds. But because I'd had the antihistamines, they put pressure on your heart. So basically, it was a culmination of things. Meant that I got really severe heat stroke where I was like absolutely taken out for a day, and I'm still not right today. So that happened on Sunday night. I was so ill, and then Monday I was ill all day, so I missed the first day of the course. Then today I was still not well this morning, but I felt like actually I needed to kind of get up and start moving, and I did, and I went and did the course, and I took it easy, and it's really gentle, and oh my god, the course was amazing. I'm really excited and inspired, and it feels right. It feels part, you know, it feels like it's it feels instinctively right, and I'm really excited. So I'm staying in the Crystal Temple, which is gorgeous. I'm in the citrine room. I've got citrine crystals everywhere, which are helping with the healing. There's beautiful chilled out meditation music playing, and there's the smell of incense everywhere, and it's just gorgeous. And then the workshops happening in the Goddess Temple, and it's just goddess paintings everywhere, and the image of the white horse of Uffington from Dragon Hill is everywhere, which, you know, you're looking for signs that you're doing the right thing and you're in the right place. So yeah, I'm having to rest, but I have got 5 days because the rest of the pilgrims reach Glastonbury on Saturday, and then they're here for 2 days, so I don't have to walk till Monday, and it's Tuesday today, so I've actually got a week to be here and rest, and then 2 days with, you know, they'll get here, and I've got 2 days to be back outside and kind of acclimatise to that again before walking. Yeah, and if, you know, push comes to shove, I could actually go and stay with some friends in Bristol and not walk for another week if I need to. I tell you what, I was a lot fitter the last 2 times I did the pilgrimages, And this time I was like, oh, I'll be all right. The first 10 days are hard anyway, so what's it going to matter? So I think also probably my fitness levels not being as high has had an effect. So that's a lesson to me. But I think, yeah, this is the right amount of rest and then I'll be okay. So I'm having a nice relaxing time, showered. It feels weird that I've only got like one set of clothes really. So I'm just wearing the same clothes every day still. But yeah, I'm getting the rest that I need, which is important. And I can show you a bit of Glastonbury this week. We're back with the pilgrims. Hey! With his sexy, absorbent pads. But not in that order.
Definitely not in that order. No, not in that order.
Not in that order.
Actually, sorry, can you reverse?
I'll rewind the video.
Yeah, rewind it.
So I'm back on the road again with the pilgrims, and we're in Glastonbury, and we're here for the weekend, and we're in an orchard which is stunning, called Paddington Farm, and it's like just at the bottom of the tour, and it's bloody lovely. And I've just finished my doula course, which was mind-blowing. There were 17 people, women on the course, who, what I realised, like, we work with Cain and Abel, the idea of Cain and Abel. I've made some videos about Cain and Abel if you want to look into it a bit more, but Cain is your thinking and Abel is your abilities, which is the bit of you that is able to do things like perform. You know, if I said do an improvisation and go be a bridge, Cain would be like, I don't know how to be a bridge, and Abel would just go be a bridge, because you, I and the bridge are all the same thing. We're one thing. We're all one, including the bridge. So you just go be a bridge. And Abel is the bit that gives birth. So Cain is an add-on, a plug-in that we added to our being, however many years ago that we became conscious. And it knows that you don't need it. It knows you could live without it. So it's always scared you're going to kill it. And so it convinces you that it's you and that you need it, and scared of being murdered because it's the bit that murders. So Abel is the other bit of you which plays instruments, that makes love, that is spirit, and is infinite. And so when you're giving birth, it's the primeval Abel bit of you that's giving birth, but it's got so many layers of Cain to get through. You've got to overcome your birth blueprint, your traumas, your relationship with your mother, your partner, how you got pregnant, the system, grooming, a lifetime of being groomed to feel like everything's your fault and you're not good enough, your judgment. Like, there are so many things to overcome, to relax and shed all of that and be able to just birth and just open big enough and wide enough to birth a human being. And if you are able to really let yourself go, you let yourself go to the point where you're no longer on this plane, and you go to another plane, and you will be fed wisdom and looked after and nurtured, and oh my God, so much richness there. And then mothers who, you know, don't experience that and have things that get in the way and interrupt that feel cheated, and it's a real loss, you know, and it's a real grief. And it does resonate in the children and the mothers and their relationships afterwards, and how well they, you know, what the effect that their hormones have on them afterwards, and their mental health and everything. And, you know, and then you look at how that then impacts society. And so obviously with 17 women in a room, we had every kind of trauma and horror you can imagine in that space, and it was so emotional. And it was so beautifully held and sacredly held and looked after by Samsara, our teacher, who was incredible. She was like the most archetypal doula ever. She was amazing. And then we got rebirthed in the White Spring. It was amazing. Like, we were all so, you know, frazzled from the emotions that we'd felt. I mean, I can't believe how I just had a massive, deep opening channel to my wounds of not having children, and the names of the children I didn't bear, and it was so raw and like a fountain of that was like an eruption of a spot that I didn't even realise was so low below the surface. You know, it's 10 years old, that wound. Like, I'm so over it in an everyday way, but yeah, this channel just opened up, and emotions don't know time, like, you know, Kairos. Emotions definitely exist in Kairos. And so the feelings I felt when I spoke the names of my children, we were doing a cacao ceremony on one of the days, and I named my children in my head, and I just fucking cried. Like, oh my God, it was like a full blown open channel to that emotion, and it was full on. So there was a lot. We were all like, and so on the last day we went to the White Spring at lunchtime, and it was all candlelit, and we all got naked, and we got in the freezing cold water, and we ducked ourselves under the water, and were reborn as doulas. Because to be a doula, you need to empty your bowl so you can then fill it with whatever the parents have, which is going to be everything you can possibly imagine. So for us to be able to hold that for them, we had to empty ourselves, and we did. And then we were reborn, and I'm reborn now as these doulas, and I've got my red thread around my wrist, and yeah, I feel totally like, yeah, every time I do these pilgrimages, it was like I went into a Kairos bubble within a Kairos bubble, which is mad. You know, I was like, I don't even know where I am anymore. I'm in an orchard in Glastonbury, having just come out of being baptised in the Goddess Spring as a doula. Oh my God, it was just like insane but wonderful. And we're going to rehearse our play, and we're going to a Equinox book launch blessing celebration tonight. Dennis is going to be there, our amazing energy worker, wizard pilgrim who was with us last year, who we all love, and we're looking forward to seeing him, and I'm sure lots of other friends will be there as well. So it's the start of a new week and the next part of the journey.